Picture. We're going live. Adjust your seat, please. We're going live. All right, we're live, and I'm here with my interns. I don't know whether to call them interns or people. Mentees. Is it mentees that they use?
Mentees.
That's the word they use. Okay. My mentee is actually the mentor, the peppermint. All right, guys. Good day. It's me. You call me the ELEGBETE1 of sports. Naturally, this is supposed to be a private, a single broadcast, just me alone. But for now, this guy, if you have to come close to me, I'll be a guy like Malapa. So we've done our talking, our coaching, and all that, and they've also done their recording. So I need them to do a bit of the talking. I mind this guy always looking like he's sleeping. He's got a voice that I like. This guy's got some great statistics and information for himself. But everybody's a rough diamond. Forget all this talk about nobody's good enough. Everybody's actually good. Like P Square sang in their song, "Nobody Ugly." It's true. Everybody is good. It is the willingness to learn, the ability to stay the course, to be persistent in learning, and the courage, so to see things. I remember in 2007, for instance, when I started predicting games and season. If you predict games and it doesn't work, it's not a big deal. So many Nigerians make it look like you have committed a sin. It's called prediction. I predict this. People who use over $1 billion satellite predict weather and it doesn't come true and nobody killed them. I don't use any satellite. I just use my brain to predict games and sometimes people get angry. The truth is, this is how it works for me. Go to school. Like I told you guys, we learn the academic side of this job. The whole nitty-gritty, statistics, information, details. But there is something on the inside of you. And I think that I can't mind the worriness, the worry boyness in me. Romanos Yaya, I greet you. Jason number 12, Kingsley Jali, I salute you. Now, bottom line is, you must get to that place where you start bringing yourself to the fore. It's like playing football. Coach will teach you patterns, will draw the lines where you're supposed to go, where you're not supposed to go. But a coach will not tell you how to do bicycle kick. A coach will not tell you how to do leg over. A coach will not tell you how to do that cut back. You understand me? Those are things that you would do yourself instinctively. It's the same thing with broadcasting, whether you're analyzing or you are presenting. Let me give you a good example. When I was analyzing, nobody called me one day and said, Edafe, start predicting games. I just look at society as trend, as events are unfolding, because analysts are like comedians. You read society every day. Apart from the normal books that you read, your journals, your website, you read society every day. You study society, you get to know your society. Where is society heading to? And it's from where society is heading to, you must take a Ferrari and drive faster than society. Go there and wait for them. And while you are there, find out all of the things that are important. Have you played Monopoly before?
Yeah.
Good. Monopoly have the poor man area, the Lyris, the VI, and the Koi Banana Islands. You understand? So you must understand where all of these things fall into. Then you start picking what you're going to offer. You obviously cannot offer somebody in Banana Island the same thing you will offer somebody in Ajegunle. Not disrespect anybody. But that's why on Friday when you guys came, I told you the first rule is know your market, master your product. That's all. So when I was working in Brilla, for instance, we're broadcasting to a higher number of the lower class of people. It's not the radio station where I'll go on air or the large number of our presenters go on air and be speaking English and twisting their tongue. But I would not have those kind of people. We have polished people, highly educated people. Everybody in Brilla is highly educated. Now that you're coming close, you now find out that this job actually needs education. Because I hear people a lot say, not the analysis, waiting they go to school. I told somebody that I went to Germany to study sports analysis, and they look at me like, are you serious? But it's true. I spent $15,000 to go study. Now, you must understand that after studying all that, there is still the yourself. That's your identity. What identifies me with sports is myself, not even the things that I studied. The things I studied eventually get ingrained into me. It's like tattoo, get ingrained into me. And when it's coming out with the myself, not with the education. Yeah, the education make you refine, make you know how to search, where to look for, what to search for. But after that, it's like Kingsley Diale, for instance. No matter how I try to write, I know that I don't fall into the league of people like Kingsley Diale, my mentor. If there's any mentor I have in Nigeria, Mumini Alao, and then Bodeo Gutui, they say when these people write, they're like Picasso painting. You can admire their painting from now till eternity. You can't paint like them. They are like Beethoven playing the piano, the musical instrument, the organ. It's different. It's like Obama. Obama is not a good president per se. Obama is a good talker. Obama can talk the devil to give his life to Christ. That's how good he is. So there must be something you're good at that will make people ignore your flaws. That's what analysis is about. That's what broadcasting is about. Murphy, for instance, is a very shy guy. When he's on air, do you hear a shy guy speaking? Good. So sometimes we miss the private life and the radio life. Now let's come to you two. Today, in my time on radio, sports analysis was all about statistics and eventually prediction. Well, I remember when I first started, if a player scores 3 goals in a football match, what is it called? Hat-trick, right? Yeah. But do you know that today, if a player scores 3 goals, what is it called? Okay, let me leave it. Let me leave it to the guys who are watching this video. Romano Ziaya, he said, "Wow, watching you guys live from FCT. Very much." Jason number 12, he said, "Chairman, bros, I greet you." Adibenga Abiodu, always hear you talk. Thank you very much. Noel 18, I truly salute. Now, if I say let's wait for them, we just might wait for eternity. But there are 5 people there. Well, if you know what it is called, what the language, the language today, the language of the fans, when you score 3 goals in a game, what that represents, apart from hat-trick, please type there and talk to us about it. But then let's look at sports analysis as it is today. What are the core values you've learned today? So let's start with you, Emmanuel. What are the core values you've learned today?
Timing. You must make use of your time very well. You must give value to the amount of time you've been given to use on air. So you value and timing, it works, it goes together. It's like 5 and 6. So you make use of the time. If you're giving seconds on radio, you make use of that time and make sure it's of good value. So it's one key thing that's struggling to do.
Shagun.
Thank you very much. I think training is a very good aspect that you discussed. You said that earlier when you started the show, but I want to, for a community to use my own words.
Go ahead, use your own.
You know better than what you know. So what is what you know, what you read, what you hear, and how you deliver what you have within you. Training is a big factor in this job. So in other jobs.
Okay, let me come back to you, Emmanuel. You talked about timing. So in the context of doing a show, what is time? What's the relationship between time, value, and money?
Okay, time, value, and money. You must give a proper worth. You must show your worth if you're given a specific amount of time.
Let's say 15 minutes. I gave 15 minutes. How do you convert 15 minutes into money?
15 minutes, you must show your worth during that 15 minutes on the radio station. So if you're given 15 minutes to talk, those 15 minutes must add value to the radio station, and you must give value. You must be specific in what you're given to do, what you're coming to talk about. So you must it's value actually. So you make money from the value you've been given.
Okay, I want to shift. I'm looking for some specific word. It's done well. I'm looking for some specific word. Romano Ziaya said is hat. I thought he wanted to say hat trick anyway. But the word I'm looking for, what's the public say today when you score 3 goals in a game is over 2.5. Ooh. That's the point. It's you must know what your people are saying today, because it's your listeners that determine how much you get paid. Do you know? I'm coming. I would settle this issue of time. So let me hear from you, Shegun. Talking about the concept of time, money, and value. Explain it to the guys who are viewing us. Because I know I taught you. I mean,
Yes.
it was what we taught today.
The first thing you said was time is very important. And you said your 1 minute counts. Now we shouldn't bother wasting our time arguing on the street when we know that our 1 minute, a 1 minute on radio, on TV, or whatever media house is very, very important. So the time.
See, Manuel. Oh my God. How did it not cross my mind that Noel actually stands for Emmanuel? You got me there. Thank you very much. That guy, Emmanuel, always like tell people that I taught him. Let me put this matter to bed today. I've met quite a lot of people in my lifetime. I'm 40 years, but it seems sometimes like I've lived 80 or 90 years. I've met quite a lot of people. And from being a football player to being a coach and administrator, you see that line, that field that I follow. And briefly, I worked in Escravos as a supervisor, a site engineer. We built the runway, the airport runway in Escravos. I'm very proud to say my signature is on that runway. It's an achievement for me. In all of my meeting people, white, black, Caucasian, whatever, Emmanuel is the first person I met, this line of the job. If you know me very well, I hardly see someone is better than me. I don't know. Yeah. People call it pride. People call it arrogance. I don't care. I don't think anybody is better than me. But hands down, Emmanuel team is better than me. I've not met a guy as good as he is. Our industry can make an alligator come across like a war gecko, because in this country, if you try to say you're good, there is a sniper, not a sniper, there is a million sniper on your head trying to shoot you down. But I met this guy and we were talking. First, with all what he already knew, now he was a rookie when I met him. He not have understood the inside of the studio, broadcasting worked. I mean, that's the same way I was. I didn't understand how the system worked. I was a class outsider, but I showed it to the system and I made everybody understand that there's a new sheriff in town. I don't care what you guys do. I don't care what the rules here is, but there's a new sheriff in town. Everybody's going to sit down and listen to me. I don't care who you are. I don't care what your broadcast rules are. And that mannerism, that attitude have kept me going all my life. Now, Emmanuel team was that guy you meet and you're like, you know, when I've seen Thierry Henry, I see a lot of players describe Messi. Emmanuel team is the Messi that a big player sees and like, wow, this guy is going to take my space. It's the first person I saw in this game and I know, okay, I'm good, but I need to up my game. Emmanuel is the guy. Another guy that is awesome, Biola Kaze, but today Johnson as well. Omar Katuba as well. These guys are good. But when I say Emmanuel team, Emmanuel was the first guy I saw and I said, be on this guy's side. Don't be against him. Be on his side. You rather fight to be his teammate than be playing against him. You know how go and ask any Arsenal fan what it means to play against Drogba. Or go and ask any EPF fan what it means to play against Ruud van Nistelrooy way back, or Eric Cantona, or Thierry Henry, or Villa, or Roy Keane. That was it. That's what Emmanuel Eaton is. I could talk about Emmanuel Eaton. Like I could write, yes, Nigeria Info, yes, that guy. We worked together and it was one of the sweetest moments of my life. He's a guy, first person I ever said to the station, like, you know what, I'm going for my mother's burial. This guy can do far more than I can do. It started making me feel like, man, first time I started like, yeah, I can even afford not to do the studio today. Emmanuel Eaton is there. Emmanuel Eaton is good. But, you know, we live in a country where we don't praise people, but we always find fault. And then when people fall down and die, we start praising them. I don't think that's how it should work anyway. It's wrong because dead men don't talk, they don't hear, they don't smell, they don't feel anything. It's one guy. It's not about age. It's not about age. I could be older than him, but anything. And you know what? He's got what a lot of this generation don't have. From the very first day I saw him on anything, he already knew everything about the Nigerian league. A difficult league. Today it's even easier to know the Nigerian league. I'm talking, when did I meet Emmanuel Eaton again? Was it 2007 or 2006? No, not 2007. 2009, 2010, because my mom died in 2010. So it should be 2009, 2010 within that period. He already knew Nigerian league, the players, the coaches, the team, the names of the stadium, places like that. And he's calm, like he sits down there and he's not saying anything, but he knows what's up. I like him. I like him. It's one awesome guy that I came across, and I still learn from him till today. I listen to him when he's talking, like, wow, that's my guy. That's my guy. You know how when like Mayweather is your friend, and they talk about me, they say that guy's my guy. That's how I feel when I talk about money. But let's come back again. Let's come back to the value, the concept. I hope I'm talking about you like this to people in a few years' time. I hope so. Now let's talk about the concept of, like I told you guys, if it ain't making money, making sense. I don't care what you say. I don't care how you think about it. If it ain't making money, it's not making sense to me. This job, I've done the free service part. I've done the part where I go.
You paid your dues.
Yeah, good. I paid my dues. So nobody's gonna come now. If you call me to come talk in your school interhospitals, the first question is how much is the budget? How much are you paying me? If you're not paying me, I'm not coming. If you do events, say make I just come. I'm getting to the point where if you invite me to come attend your wedding, you pay me. That's the point I am. Like, come and just take my, as you're bringing the invite me to the wedding, you pay. Because that's what we respect in this part of the world. And I'm not going to change and do something different. But having said that, let's come to you. So what do you understand by the concept of time, value, and money?
Like I said before, time is the most important key in life. And it depends on how each and every individual uses it. And when we talk about value, now the real money is not actually the paper that we see. It's about the value you're willing to add that will make the next door neighbor or next door person want to give you money for the value you add. And you either add positive value or negative value that would turn into money. So what you are going to add within a period of time is like, can be likened to a workplace, can be likened to a house. If you're going to work for someone for 30 days, that means you're going to give them about 8 to 9 hours of your time every day for the output you're going to do. And the output in the work environment is also likened to value. What you are going to add during that period of time. The what you're going to add to money. So that's the relationship between the three, the time, value, and money. So the real money actually is not the, but it's the value you add that will make the money want to give you money for the value you're adding.
All right. I think Shegun has spoken just exactly the way I want to say it. And Emmanuel said, you humble me, you do, God bless you. Those guys are privileged. We met in 2010 October. Are you sure it's October? We met before my mother died. My mother died in August, on the 22nd of August. Okay. But I think I'll take his record for that. I think it's record for it. Now, value is everything. When I was working in radio, I was valued at over 5,000 naira a day because that's what I earn. Put it together cumulatively per month. But when you say per day, it doesn't mean I work the whole day. No, from the get-go. Maybe because I was coming from football, where you work like 3 hours, 4 hours. Those 4 hours as intense as some people working the whole day. I've never been used to a 9 to 5. I'm not a 9 to 5 guy. I mean, I would disrupt the office if you put me for an office to go resume 7 o'clock and close in the evening. I would cause problem in the office because I'll get tired. I'll get bored and I'm bored. I'm a nuisance to everybody. I'm a nuisance to everybody. And, I'm pretty much a very, very loud guy. But as I was working in radio, I started working my head around some numbers. A minute advert is between, like I told you before, between 10,000 and 18,000, depending on the radio station. Okay, so let's get a middle ground. A minute advert is 12,000 or 15,000. So I started putting those numbers to work. Like if a minute for this radio station is, say, 15,000 naira. So what is my 1 minute? So in August last year when I left Brilla, the first thing I did was to put my 1 minute at 10,000 naira. So if I'm going to work for you, if you call me, like maybe people call me, I can't do this job or do this in our school, people do that, come and speak to these young people. I'm going to ask you how many hours is the talk, or how many minutes is the talk. And I'll bill you 10,000 naira
1 minute.
At 1 minute, 10,000 naira times the number of minutes you want to, or hour you want me to spend. And initially it sounded like there was one pastor guy who called me to his solo, and he said that it's God that gave me the gift, that this thing I'm doing is the kind of that make God to take away the gift from people. I told him, I said, before God could take away the gift, I could always abuse it. So I now reminded him, I said, and I quoted scripture for him. I said, the blessings of God are without repentance. So if God did take away gift, but not take away the gift of Lucifer, since he did not. So don't worry about it. Let me deal with God at that level. You know. And when I went to Kano and came back with ELEGBETE1, I now changed the price card, the rate card again. Now I am on a 50,000 naira per minute. Like, are you crazy? Yes, that's my rate card. If you don't want it, not be force, not be fights. We're not gonna kill ourselves. But that's my rate card. But it also means that I must give value to the tune of 50,000 naira. The first question is, how many people out there can pay 50,000 naira per minute? I am not interested in working for everybody. Ferrari says in their advert, we dare to say we're expensive. We are not designed for everybody. Do you understand? Ferrari is not designed. When Ferrari Enzo came out, they built 399 cars. 399. People queued up and begged and begged and begged and begged. Eventually, they add another 100. Now, these are people who can pay. So, Ferrari Enzo was 499 that they manufactured and given to select few. Camry cannot try, Toyota cannot try that. Toyota will produce 1 million cars in a day. They have the means to. You understand? So I said to people that, okay, my time is 50,000 naira per minute. So I was like, who will pay? The thing is, I want to do 5 jobs in a year that covers you, that is accepted to take 5 naira per minute. And you're working the whole year. I want to do 5 jobs in a year and go on vacation the rest part of the year. Let me give you another good example to that. When I was in radio, advert campaign, like, okay, we want you to use your Twitter to do campaign for us. If they give me 50K, if they're happy. And people are there, the man are letting me still watching, you understand what I'm saying. They give me 50K, all right, man, these guys are nice, fine. It rose. The highest I ever did was 150K. I was still radio. Then I left radio. I just noticed that my value started going up. Now, the other day, on Saturday, I went to sign a contract. Small campaign. But the numbers are good. The numbers are good. And it's just nothing. Like nothing. Yeah. So, the point here, the point I'm saying to you here is this thing that we're looking at, like, it doesn't mean anything. Like Adegbenga Abiodun says, he said people will value you the way you value yourself. Alibaba said something that when he was driving Passat, it was okay that people were paying him, I think 100K or 50K, 150. And when Alibaba started running those big truck, you that wants to pay him first, you first look at him like, how much this guy take the service this car? So when you call him, you know that he's in the million naira league. As a matter of fact, you need to convert the money to dollars so that you can put it in that small envelope or transfer. Now, wire transfer, because the money is too heavy to give cash. That's the point. But how does somebody give you, say for instance, to run a campaign for him for 2 million or 5 million or 1 million or 100,000, and you cannot deliver value worth 10,000 naira? He might lose that first money, but make sure you don't get another job anyway. So when we go on air, when you see Murphy do that thing that he's doing, high octane energy, going crazy, it's not because he wants to. What he's doing is satisfying the customer at all costs. When you see me, Tony, Overdose, all of us, go gaga, doing the gaga shuffle before Two-Face Idibia decided to do gaga shuffle. When we're doing the gaga shuffle, it is not because somebody like, are you guys normal? No, we're normal, but we want to satisfy you. We want to make a fool of ourselves so that you are satisfied, you are happy, and the money comes in. It's the mindset. You must have that mindset. It's the hustle. Make your hustle so good that your stupidity makes me pay you. Look at Akporo. I mean, Akporo is not known for his academic excellence, but his performance is the reason why his wife can go to Baltimore and give birth to his twins. It's the reason.
Madness.
It's performance. If you call it madness, it's making a difference.
Yeah, that's making a difference.
You understand me? So it's mad. Like, he's an example that hustle must be there. You must grind like non-stop. Like, your life depends on it. Because the truth is, I always tell people, if you cannot tell Anthony Joshua to give you a 50 kg punch on the jaw when you see him at the mall, in ShopRite or Dubai Mall, please don't stop me at the mall and ask me to come analyze match for you when you're not playing. No, because it's my job. You can say a doctor. I just say, doctor, you know what? I want to check what's inside my stomach. Can you use your surgical blade to cut my stomach open and let's just see? And then you stitch it back. You don't do that. You don't even say a doctor. If a doctor is your friend, you can't call a doctor now who's your friend. And I have a whole lot of them, and some of them watch this video. Doc, Afana, this is my hand. I have a tear in my muscle here, right? And I could just call the doctor and say, what do I need? He will tell me, go get a scan. Am I going to do it for free?
No.
I will pay. Go get a scan, bring the result to me. Would I not pay consultation? Because when I bring it to him, I'll go to his office. To pass through the gate to get to his office, I will pay. So if you don't put value, that's why I always tell people that don't get involved in footballer arguments if you already want to use it for a job. If everybody out there sees that you are arguing with people all the time, why should they not pay you to do what you're offering for free? I don't know if you understand. Even sex workers, you get paid. So yes, sex workers who they say they are doing illegal things, they get paid. So if you have positioned yourself, that's what branding is. You understand? I don't believe that branding is going to borrow money to wear designer shoe that does not fit you, wear dark glasses in the night. Branding is another good example. We're both kind of similar. I can wear the expensive clothes if I want to, but believe you me, this is my how much is this jersey? Is it 6,000 or so? I don't know. But this is my cheap Swedish jersey, and I wear Swedish jersey because Sweden was the first place I went to play football in Europe. So I've always loved them anyway. Even though they will not win the World Cup. Even with Zlatan, but I love them. I will support them.
Maybe the future.
I don't know. They will not win it. The one time they had to win it, they didn't win it. The one time they had it, one Messi has not won it for Argentina. You know, so it's important to understand that in placing value on yourself, you must be a brand. You must look at what brands do. How do you make money in this job? This job is such a difficult job. It's the only job I have seen that you can be so good and so popular when most of people in media are dying. They die like that's Lazarus and the rich man. Lazarus in the Bible. That Lazarus and the rich man, Lazarus, not the one that Jesus said. It saws that dogs are licking. The campaign on social media, don't let brother so die. God not let it be your portion. Don't let brother so die. Donate to GTB, that's Zenith bank account, and the people ask questions. So all those noise that they were making on TV, they don't have money. I don't want that to happen. It's like the life of Nigerian musician. You understand? They are superstars. They have more money when they are doing their video. In reality, they are poor. You don't want that to happen to you. So it is now that you package yourself as a brand that on social media people will reckon with you. If you're doing a radio show, people will reckon with you. People want to tune off. People be in a hurry. Somebody want to leave his house and jump into his car to listen, or get a transistor radio, put an earpiece on his phone to listen to you. That's when you're a brand. People will be able to go to Twitter and say, did you hear Emmanuel, what he said? Did you hear Shegun, what he said on this matter? Go and listen to him. Go and listen to him. Most times when things happen, like that red card to Buffon, I said on Twitter, everybody, what's your take on this? That's when you know you're an authority. When people who already know, who already saw the game, can still come and ask your opinion, that's when you know you are not a brand. MI said something when he came out with the chairman album. It was an inspiration FM, and somebody called and said he's an aspiring musician. MI asked him, how old are you? The guy said he's 30-something. And MI told him that, I don't know whether you become a musician. He said, but if at 30-something, you have not started pulling crowd around your neighborhood, go and look for another job. It looked like he was insulting the guy. And the presenter was like, well, it's the truth. When I was growing up, this place I am today, I knew like way back. If you go to Warrior and ask anybody, will tell you. I knew, or Port Harcourt, I knew like way back. Because I was the guy that everybody was always gathering around to hear what he's got to say. Even in the football team, when I was playing for Sharks, everybody's like, gathered to hear what I always had an opinion. It did start with radio. That's why I don't understand when people say, yeah, the people are your fans. I've always had fans since I was growing up. You get it. So you must know how to use that number that you now have. The word today, data is king. Data is God. Statistics is everything. You know, as be and they're teaching us statistics, I was like, what's all this substitution by elimination, this one. I beg the accumulation of numbers. But now I know what it means. It's important to me now. You get it? So you must also strategically position yourself in that place where people now make you their reference point. So the only way that happens, scarcity is the collateral for value. I learned that quick in secondary school. The things you don't see too much, you value them. If you give your time to everybody to talk sports with every Tom, Dick, and Harry, pretty soon you'll be useless. You'll be valueless because you'll start seeing your flaws, you'll start seeing the things that are not good about you, you'll start seeing that you're a regular guy. But sometimes, not every event you should show up, not every place you should be at. I mean, discipline yourself to understand that principle. The time you're supposed to go spend sitting with people idling around, spend it at home, read. That's why I spend my money on books, on sports books and other books. Occupy me. When I'm alone, I read. When the kids come, I play with them. When I didn't have kids, I'm either playing computer game. I'm reading. It's the key. It's the foundation to this job. Today, you didn't know that you need all those academic qualifications to do analysis. You didn't know that you really need to go to school to go do that. But today, you've discovered that that's the way it works. So, before I let you go, we have 5 more minutes before we round up. What you have to say about today, to this class. Let's start with you, Shege.
Shege?
Yes. Sorry, Emmanuel.
It's been wonderful. It's a wonderful one. I learned a lot. Like I said earlier, the area of timing struck me. You need to give value to your time.
And to add, yesterday you guys were angry that I shut my door at your face, right?
I was disappointed with myself, actually.
Okay. What about you? Because you were feeling like, come on, is it not? Because you were trying to explain. Yesterday, these two guys.
The exposure and all that about studying sports to become a sports analyst, get an educational career in it. So everything about today was just awesome. So
when you saw me this morning, I was running before you saw me.
I know. I was driving behind you. I was watching you. I was like, let me catch up with this guy before he gets heart attack on this road. I went to drop my wife actually. I was supposed to take someone. I can't take you there because I can't push this guys away yesterday for coming late, and then today I'm the one who's late. And she understood. She was like, okay, drop me at the shop. Come pick me up before 1 o'clock. I said, no problem.
What I just learned today was the value for yourself, value for your brand. And value does not come from wearing the Gucci's, the Polos, the diving. So creating a value for yourself to help you in the long run, 10 years, 20 years from now. Your time too, every second of your time counts. That is true. And then I'll borrow a cue from Hulala, a former Norwich player in Division 1.
Fulham.
He was interviewed like 3, 4 years ago about him. What does he value more? Talent or attitude? He said attitude because according to Tracy, attitude is everything. So
attitude is actually everything because some of us are not as gifted as the others. Will Smith said something. He said you can be taller than me, finer than me, richer than me, smarter than me, but God help you, I will not let you outwork me. My attitude to work would make you that is more talented than me fear me. And during the time Carlo Ancelotti was coaching Real Madrid, a young player from the reserve side was picked up to join the senior team. I've forgotten his name. And he wanted to impress the coach. Like, okay, let me go 1 hour before the rest of the team comes, so that I've started training, I've warmed up. And then he got there and he found out that Cristiano Ronaldo had been there 3 hours before. This guy is a Ballon d'Or winner, multiple Ballon d'Or winner. This guy is the king of football. And he still comes to training ahead of everybody, which means he does 4 hours before regular training. Little wonder. My mom, when I was growing up, my mom says something all the time that when she wants to teach us how to cook, My mom says that if all you do is just sit in the kitchen, watch me when I put salt, I clap my hand like this, I do this, you know, that's how mothers cook. With time, you will unconsciously become a good cook. In other words, she says that anything you give your time, and she says it in the Bible. She gives a parable and says that if leaf stay with soap for a very long time, even the leaf itself will come to produce foam.
Yeah.
You understand?
That's true.
The leaves will become soapy. Bottom line, one of the things that I was using the post office box of SMS of God, PO Box 813. They will bring it to church. Imagine on a Sunday morning, the announcement, they announce your name. You know how proud your parents would be that there's a letter from England to you, and there's that Manchester United stamp, there's Arsenal stamp, there is other stamp. So I became the focal point growing up, like 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. I was a focal point. I was so good at writing letter abroad. There's a company called Banners. I don't know if you know them, but it's still stuck in my head. Like, I write them letters that my church is expanding. They should send us Bible, and they sent us 120 Bible. It's a blue Bible. 100. They are in cartons. So they were sending them in 4 cartons at the time, you know. And that was when post office was post office. You get your loads. Google was the guy. It goes everywhere. When I brought them, they asked me what we want to do with the Bible. Obviously, we're not going to open a Bible shop. My mom said we should give it back to church. So they started giving the Bibles to newcomers. I was a celebrity because of that. And it was so fun-filled, writing letter to VOA. And it was all sports. Me, I was more concerned about sports and what Bible school, all those things I would do. And so when sports is paying me back now, I don't see it like, it's not an accident. This thing, this place that I tell my wife every day, it's not an accident. This is something that I labored for. I put my everything. When my mates were going to club, when my mates were doing this, I was busy researching, looking for club. You know how hard it is to get club address. I was buying Shoots magazine. I was buying 442. I was buying those magazines that you can only get from UK. It comes once in every 2 months. You understand? But this is where it has brought me to. So it comes back to that, my mother's parable. If you give everything to something, the elements will conspire to make all of the good that comes from that thing come your way. So the point here is give everything to something that their best will be more than enough for you. You understand? If you give your time, that's all I know. Become a blogger and you see the success out of it. My point is give your time to what in the right way. Study the right thing. Even Bible says that study to show yourself a workman that needs not to be ashamed. It's very, very important to know that all of these precepts, all of these concepts, they help you become the best. Well, on Friday is another day. Tomorrow I'm at my foundation, the COVID, but on Friday is another day. We'll be here again and I'll give you guys time to join us. Thank you so much, Emmanuel team. I didn't know. I've seen Noel team a lot, but should have stuck with me. That capital letter should have made me understand that there's something following. Romanos Yaya from FCT, Kingsley Jali, Adegoinga Abiodu. I think he said something else again. He said, these guys are lucky. If not, they say I did too far from Lagos, Nigeria, I would have been sitting next to you. Thank you so much. So we had to go. It's been 40 minutes of talking to you. Actually, 2 hours, 30 minutes for these guys. And it's been very, very fantastic. I hope that on Friday, I don't have to send you guys back. Thank you, Emmanuel, and thank you, Shegun, for the time you spent with me.
Thank you.